In this video, I'm going to review the ZRDR CO2 kit system. Now there are several of these on Amazon, and so I believe this one is the R200 model, but I'll put a link in the description below so that you can see exactly which one I'm reviewing. There are a couple of reasons why I want to do a seal kit like this instead of a traditional system. So the first reason is that I can make this on demand. So I've got a cylinder here, and each batch should last at least a couple of weeks depending on the flow rate, and I didn't want to have to be reliant on buying CO2 from a dealer and all of that. So I just wanted something simple to work. And so let's go through what's in the box, we'll set it up, and then we'll give it a try. So the first thing here is they've included a little funnel, and this is just a collapsible funnel like this. So if you want to use that, that's great. Now the next thing here, they're calling this a stainless steel refiner. So what do they mean by that? This is actually, to take this out, it's not really a refiner, this is the diffuser. So they've got an air line and a steel tube going to the diffuser and a couple of suction cups. And then over here in this packet, they have a loop here to go around the rim of your aquarium. And this looks like quite small. This looks like about an inch. And I have a 75 gallon and I've already tried it and it won't work. So maybe this will work for a smaller one, not sure. And they have a spare diffuser ring right here. And they've got some extra cups and a check valve. So obviously they have the tank, and then in this box they have the base of the tank. So you can put that right in there and that'll add some stability. Now the next box is the reducing valve. So here we have the pressure gauge and a pressure relief valve, and then a throttle here so you can determine how quick you're going to do the bubbles. And then at the bottom we have a filter. So the filter is actually over here, and it comes in three parts. You have this part here that goes inside, directly inside, and it's got a little filter there, a piece of plastic, and another one here. So you just take this one and screw it into the bottom, and that's ready to go. Now the last box we have here is the solenoid valve, and this was one of the reasons I really wanted this particular kit, is because with this you can simply put the solenoid on a timer and you can run the CO2 only when you want to run the CO2, and you don't have to worry about CO2ing at night with the lights off and potentially killing your fish. So they got a little wrench that comes with it, and then the solenoid valve, and it's electrically operated like this. So we're going to put the solenoid on later, and it goes right on top right here. And then we have one more part up here. This goes directly on top after the solenoid, and this is the bubble counter. So the order goes the solenoid valve, then the bubble counter, and then off to the aquarium. Now the directions call for powdered citric acid, baking soda, and water. And I searched everywhere, could not find any citric acid at any of the stores that I went to. And so I'm going to use vinegar instead, which is a diluted form of citric acid. Alright, so normally you put the dry ingredients together and you pour the water on top. But since I don't have powdered citric acid, I'm going to try it this way. I'm going to put about 500 milliliters of vinegar. Now I need a way to do this without it just exploding and creating a kid's volcano experiment. So I'm going to put some baking soda in a paper towel. I want something that's kind of cigar shaped. Maybe I'll put it this way. And I need some time. I don't want this just to dissolve instantaneously. Even make that a little tighter. It might be too big, but I'm going to need to be able to get that in there. And then slowly release the baking powder. Let's see if we can get this to work. Where's my valve? Oh, there it is. I tried this a couple of times before, and it just exploded on me. So I don't want that. So maybe I can do this a little bit slower, like this. Let's see if I can get that on there. Make sure this valve is shut off. Oh, it's starting to react. Okay. All right. I got that on there pretty quick. It's already starting to hiss. And let's see if we can get that up to pressure. All right. Let me put that closer to the camera. I have to look there. We're already past the yellow, and that looks like it's going to work. So we're going to try and get into the green here. And we're doing a little bit of jerry-rigging because I just don't have the powdered citric acid. But it is pressuring up. I can hear it. Make sure it isn't leaking. Okay, well, let's put the solenoid valve on there. Okay, now I'm going to open it up and make sure that isn't hissing. Good. Well, that's not leaking. And that's because we're not plugged in, it should be off. Now this is the bubble counter, and I've already put a little bit of water in. All you have to do is screw the top off like that, and then make sure the inlet there is under the water, and then we can do a bubble count. Screw this back on. Okay, let's open it up, and it should be off. Okay, so we're just coming out of the yellow. I could shake this up a little bit. Let's see if the valve works. All right, I've plugged it in, and sure enough, it works. So I had to reuse my own airline because it was the piece that came is too short. So I've got my airline up here, and then I used the suction cup, and I've got it there. And so let's give it a try here. We're going to set this, open this up. See, the green light's on, so it's plugged right into the light strip, power strip. I have all my lights on a single power strip. And then we'll open this up. Now it needs to pressurize, so I'm going to let a few bubbles in to get it pressurized. And then I'm going to throttle it back. Something like that. Let's see. Maybe just a little bit more. It takes a few minutes. So there you can see the bubbles starting to come out. And so once it gets pressurized, then we can throttle that back just a little bit. There it goes. Okay, so now let's throttle that back. And try to maybe bubble a second. Something like that. Okay, so now that's way too much right now, but this will even out pretty quickly because right now it's just gassing off what was in there from the pressure. This might take a little bit of fiddling. It's a little fast. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so clearly this works. It does have a few drawbacks. I couldn't quite get up to full pressure the way I did it with vinegar, but this will run for a while, and then I'm going to refine my technique here in the future, and I'll post an updated video on showing you how it performed over time and what I can do to get this a little bit better. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.